All right, what's up guys? Back in another video. In today's video, I want to talk about a personal investment strategy that I have been using over the past 2 years that has helped me build a very nice looking portfolio while still being able to have money to put into other things. Now, what this investment strategy is called the 50-50 split. Now, some of you might have heard of it before, but I do want to say I do mine a little differently, and that's why I'm making this video. So to basically sum it up, what the 50-50 split is taking all of your earned income, whether that be through a paycheck or a business or whatever it may be, taking 100% of that income and cutting it in half. Now, what you're doing with that one half is you're taking it and you're putting it, 50% of it, into an investment of some form. This could be a physical investment. This could be stocks. This could be crypto. Whatever risk you choose to take with that investment, doesn't matter. Just putting it into some form of an investment. Now, with the other 50%, most people that do a 50-50 rule put it right back into, most of the time, just whatever else comes up in their life. So this could be utilities. This could be buying new clothes, really whatever they want. But like I said, mine is a little different, and I'm going to tell you why. So the reason mine is different is because as someone who's pretty much been trying to live as frugal as possible for, like I said, the past 2 years, I am only paying around $250 a month on my utilities. So with that being said, I only have to take that other 50% and put it into paying off the $250 that I have every month that occurs. And then whatever I have left, I am personally putting into some form of a business, something that has a risk factor to it, something that can fail, something that could be a huge payout, but could also fail miserably. The reason I do this is because at the end of the day, that other 50% after utilities or after my monthly expenses is just money to play with. Now, for a lot of people, this other little bit of money left can be putting straight into personal things that they like. Like I said, clothes, maybe car parts, whatever. Examples can go on and on and on. But me personally, I'm taking this money and I'm putting it into something that has a potential payout, but a high percent chance of failure. Only because if you look around at most things nowadays, a lot of your young millionaires and just millionaires in general, a good majority of these people took a huge risk with a decent amount of size of money. They put it into something like a business, like a startup, and it paid out, right? So that's basically what I'm doing. I want to be able to have that money put into something I can take a risk with. I like the idea of it. It makes me feel like I have a lot more opportunity in my life. That way I'm not just sitting here, working a 9 to 5, throwing it all into investments and just hoping for the best, right? I want to have that ability to take a risk because a lot of times, especially nowadays, it has a higher chance of paying out, I will say. The reason I say this is because, like I said, you look around, all these people on Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 they're all rich, they're all millionaires, right? And you're just sitting here thinking to yourself like, well, did they do this off investments? No, most of the time they haven't done that off an investment. They might have an investment portfolio that has been built up over time that has, been running in the background, but that's really just personal life. That's really just personal choice. But for the most part, these people took a risk and it paid off. So yeah, that's my personal 50-50 split strategy. Like I said, it's okay to go with the traditional 50 split of just taking, like I said, 50 putting in investment and then 50 whatever you want. Like I said, utilities, clothes, blah, blah, blah. That's completely fine. I do understand most people do that split just to feel, like I said, a lot more freedom. They want to be able to spend their money. They don't want to have to sit there and save every single dollar and just pray that it pays out, right? Now, me personally, like I said, being frugal as hell, I just like the idea of saving my money or just being able to put it into something that has a huge payout. Because like I said, for me, it's just about money. I really want to, make a lot of money at a young age. I want to be successful by the time I'm at least 25. I want to have at least $1 million by the time I'm 25. So this personal, strategy is just what's going to help me take that risk while still being able to be smart with a great portfolio. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Another short one for you guys. Just kind of wanted to get the information out as always. But yeah, if you do like the video, drop a like. If you want to see more like it, drop a sub. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.